Hello, you magnificently beautiful children. We are talking about simple interest. Hopefully by the end of this lesson, you will be able to answer the question, what is the process to determine the amount of simple interest earned on an investment or added to a loan? Now, simple interest is quite simple. The name of today's game is to multiply. That's essentially what we're doing today, to find simple interest. We might also add, and then clearly if they're asking about something that is within the formula, like if they're asking for the principal or the rate or the time, then we will divide. But simple interest is calculated by multiplying. Let's actually get into it so you know what I mean. Simple interest is earned only on the principal amount, which is the original amount, or the original amount that is deposited in the account. It is earned over a period of time and written as a decimal. Always. Okay, so our formula, I equals PRT. I stands for interest. That makes sense. P stands for principal, the original amount. R stands for rate, which is a percent as a decimal. And then T stands for time in years, always in years. So if they give you 6 months, that's half a year, which would be 0.5. That's important. So we can set up a proportion of X over principal equals percent out of 100, cross multiply and divide, and your answer, cross multiply and divide, and then multiply your answer by the time. We're not going to do that. We are going to just use a formula because it is the easiest way to do it. But if you understand the proportion, go for it. Love doing new things. Okay, we're finding the interest for $900 deposited over 20 years at an interest rate of 4%. So let's pull out all our stuff. P is the 900. T is the 20 years, and R is the 4, which written as a decimal is 0.04, because we just moved the decimal to the left 2 times. So I equals PRT. Therefore, I equals 900 times 0.04 times 20. Now, we can do some things in our head, because again, when it comes to multiplication, the commutative property of multiplication means we can multiply any number in any order and get the same answer. So I am actually going to multiply the 900 times the 21st, because I know 2 times 9 is 18, and then I'm going to put 3 zeros at the end. So what I'm calculating is 18,000 times 0.04. To make sure that all of my zeros and decimals are correct, I will actually multiply that out instead of doing that in my head. So 0 times 4, 0. 8 times 4 is 32. 1 times 4 is 4 plus 3 is 7. And then I'm going to go in twice in my answer. So interest equals 720. And if you're thinking, wow, that's so easy, all I have to do is multiply. You're right, it is so easy. All you have to do is multiply. All right, let's look at another example. Find the interest for a $5,600 deposit that's over 45 years at an interest rate of 3%. So we're going to keep doing the same thing by pulling out all of our variables just to make sure we're keeping our numbers straight. I don't know my interest. That's what I'm finding, because it literally says find the interest. I do know my principal is $5,600. I know my time is 45 years, and my rate is 3%, which is 0.03 written as a decimal. And again, that's important. So my formula, I equals PRT. I equals 5,600 times 0.03 times 45. Okay, I'm not going to do any of this in my head. I am just going to multiply it out. But I am going to start with the 45 times the 0.03. Multiply my smaller numbers first. And actually, this is barbell math. It's 135. But I'll prove it. 5 times 3 is 15. Carry the 1. 4 times 3 is 12 plus 1 is 13. And then I'm going in twice in my, oh no. Yeah, I'm going in twice in my answer, which equals 1.35. Okay, so now I've got 5,600 times 1.35. Sorry, I had a bit of a brain fart. So 5,600 times 1.35. You do not have to align your decimals. All right, 0 times 5, 0. 6 times 5 is 30. 5 times 5 is 25, plus 3 is 28. 0 placeholder. 0, 0. 6 times 3 is 18. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 1 is 16. 2 0 placeholders, because I'm multiplying into the third number, so I need to start in the third column. 0 times 1 is 0, 0 times 1 is 0, 6 times 1 is 6, 5 times 1 is 5, and now I'm adding them up. Wow, that's a lot. 4 digit by 3 digit. All right, 8 plus 8 is 16. 3 plus 6 is 9, plus 6 is 15. 2 plus 5 is 7. And then I'm going in twice in my answer. I did something wrong. That's not right. That can't be right. Oh, I guess after 45 years, it is right. All right. Say, holy smokes, because it should not be more than. So my interest was 7,560. Wow. At 3%, that's pretty good. But again, that's 45 years. So that makes sense. Because if it was less time, it would be a heck of a smaller number. Because simple interest usually is going to be smaller than the principal. But again, over 45 years, that's a lot. Okay. Let's look at the next question. Reese has a loan of $64,950. So that's my principal, right? 64, let's make sure we're writing out the right number. 950. The loan has a simple interest rate of 2.5%. So my time is 2.5, which is 0.025. What is the amount of interest? So again, I'm looking for the interest. He'll be charged on this loan at the end of 1 year. Oh, I messed that up. This is my rate. And my time is 1 because it's after 1 year. So I equals PRT. I equals 64,950 times 0.025 times 1. Okay, anything times 1 is itself, so I'm not even going to worry about it. I am just going to multiply the 64,950 times 0.025. Cool, let's get into it. 0 times 5 is 0, 5 times 5 is 25, 9 times 5 is 45, plus 2 is 47, 4 times 5 is 20, plus 4 is 24, 6 times 5 is 30, plus 2 is 32. 0 placeholder. 0 times 2 is 0, 5 times 2 is 10, 9 times 2 is 18, plus 1 is 19, 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9, 6 times 2 is 12. And I don't need to multiply into that last 0 because it's 0. All right, adding all this up. Cool, and then I'm going in 3 times into my answer. 1, 2, 3. So my interest is $1,623.75. Which again makes sense because it's not larger than my principal. It's after 1 year. And yeah, that's it. So again, the name of today's game is to multiply. A lot of multiplication. So it definitely helps if we know our multiplication tables.